All right, so let's talk about closing costs because I actually like never heard of closing costs up until I think maybe a couple years ago. Because usually you only hear about this when you get to the closing table, right? Or if you have a good loan officer like yourself, then you would hear about this. But most people think they have to save up the money for the house, have a down payment. They don't even think about. I've never heard any of my friends talk about some closing costs. So, what are what is the amount of closing costs money, I guess, or money you should have prepared for this?
So closing costs are standard on every single loan. You're gonna have fees. You have to pay people,
Hmm.
right? No one does nothing for free.
Right.
So typically, I like to use a 5% calculation for closing costs. So 5% of the sales price. So if it's 100,000 sales price times 5%, $5,000, right?
So 5%.
5%,
Okay.
500,000 times 5%, 25,000.
Okay.
Should be somewhere in there. And depending, but there's a lot that comes with closing costs, right? Matter of fact, you got the thing. Let's bring up the other thing, the loan estimate.
Let's go
So
through it.
basically, on the top right hand, it shows your loan terms, the purpose, the fixed rates. It shows everything, right?
Okay.
It shows you if the rate was locked or not, very important. And if it is locked, it tells you exactly how much, how long your rate is locked for. Matter of fact, scroll up a little bit. No. Scroll up, scroll up, scroll up, scroll up, scroll up. All right. You see where it says click loan estimate, just highlight it, sample loan estimate right there. You see the hyperlink?
Where?
Right there. Sample loan estimate in the paragraph. Right there, right there. Yeah, click that. That's much better. Let's do it like that
Okay.
and show them that. Because with the other thing on the side, I want them to really be able to see.
Is that better, guys? I'm
Much
sure it
better,
is.
much better, much better. Yeah, zoom in some more.
That's good.
That's good?
Okay.
All right,
Yes.
that. So you guys, now you can see like the top of it, what it's looking like, right? So you got all your loan terms and everything like that. And when you hit that rate lock, your rate is locked and it tells you what time is locked and what day, right?
Wait, when do you get this though? Like, where do you?
So when you apply for your mortgage and you have your contract, then they send you this loan estimate, a part of all your initial disclosures.
Okay.
And on this loan estimate, in the beginning, and I want to make this clear, your loan estimate in the beginning is only giving you an estimate,
Okay.
right? It's not giving you the final numbers. It is an estimate only. I just want to make that clear,
Okay.
okay? It is an estimate. That's why it's called loan estimate, not loan final. You know what I'm saying? Nah,
Not
it,
loan file.
yeah, like
Okay.
loan estimate.
All right.
Okay,
Cool.
because some people will say, "Oh, your fees are so high. Oh my God!" Like this is an estimate.
Yeah.
Relax.
Right. Right.
Okay. Now, if you look down, it says loan terms. It breaks down your loan amount, your
Mm-hmm.
interest rate, your monthly principal and interest payment. Your principal and interest payment is what's being paid to the mortgage company.
Okay.
Now, you see in the middle, it says, do you have a prepayment penalty? If you did, like this example does, it shows you when that how much it is and when it expires. If you have PMI, you see in the second that projected payments
Mm-hmm.
bucket. It shows you how long you're going to have the PMI for, and then what the mortgage payment could look like once that PMI drops off.
Right.
It shows you what your monthly escrow payment is. But I want to stop right there real quick because I want to let everybody know your escrow payment is always going to increase. So when you get a 30-year fixed rate mortgage, guys, your mortgage payment, principal and interest is what's fixed. Your property taxes and your homeowner's insurance can increase annually or
Okay.
decrease,
Or decrease.
which will in turn make your mortgage payment higher or lower every year, basically.
Okay.
Because if home prices keep rising, then property taxes rise along with it.
Right.
So pay attention to your statements that come in the mail
Okay.
after you close on your house because it will tell you, it will give you what's called the escrow analysis. And that escrow analysis will tell you what the projected taxes are moving from year to year.
What's in real quick? Just definition of an escrow.
Escrow is basically an account that the bank uses to pay your property taxes and your homeowner's insurance.
Okay. Cool.
All right?
Got it.
So Y'all got that in chat? Yeah, understand escrow a little bit better? Okay, thank you. So now you have closing costs, and it tells you your estimated closing costs and estimated cash to close, right? Now scroll down. Let's go to page 2. This is a very important page. Now this is breaking down all your closing fees. Now the lender only controls block A.
Block A.
Block A.
Okay.
Type in chat, lender only controls block A. Lender only controls block A. We do not control all these other fees up here. The only thing we control is our origination charges, anything that's listed in that block A. All these other fees are third-party fees. So that's why it's an estimate, because we don't know who your title company is until you tell us and we order title and they send us what's called a title bill. And then when they give us the title bill, we update these loan estimates accordingly to what their fees are. Okay. We don't know, depending on when you're going to close, how much of an escrow we might have to set up. So we will give you higher numbers in the beginning in a process, and then once we get the title bills and everything, we have a set closing date, then we update everything. Right? So your loan estimate, guys, will break down all your fees in the beginning of the process. But remember, these things are subject to change depending on the deal and what happens during the deal. And as anytime anything changes on its initial estimate, the lender has to redisclose to you what those changes are with the new fees. So you're not going to be in the dark. You're going to know, because you're going to get disclosures all the time, actually for your signature during your whole process. So that's why it's very important that you guys pay attention to your emails that you're getting when you're in the process. And you're looking at the stuff, because too many times people just sign and don't know what they're looking at, and then they wait for the end when you get your closing disclosures, which those are the final numbers, and they're like, wait a minute, my cost went up $10,000. Well, yeah, we sent it to you, we told you, but you ain't paying attention.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So closing costs, again, is 5% on average. Could be less, could be more. Now, your seller's concession will be listed on here too. So if you scroll up a little bit to the bottom of page 2, right? Like you see what it says, all the total costs in that box right
on
there.
The right, I and J.
Yep. So now you see is
seller credits.
Is exactly. So you whatever money you put down, your good faith deposit when you signed your contract, if you get in a seller's concession, everything would be broken down right here, and then boom, it will spit out what your final number is, what you need to bring to closing.